And Joe,
Dr. Joseph Ford, City Council Member.
and then we'll go with Homer.
Homer, City Council Member.
Shelby Carsolari, City Council Member.
Ronnie Price, Mayor.
Mike Warrington, City Council Member.
Troy Tabor, City Council Member.
Buck Buchanan, Police Chief.
Donna Davis, Financial Officer.
Lance Onstadt, Assistant City Administrator.
Emily Wright, Interim City Clerk.
Chad Russell, Fire Chief.
JT Klaus, City Attorney.
Les Mangus, Director of Community Development.
Jennifer McCausland, City Administrator.
All right, this time we'll be led in invocation with James Gillespie, First Baptist Church of Douglas.
He's not here.
No,
I don't see him.
all right, well, we'll be led in prayer by Mayor Price. Very handsome man if you haven't met him. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this time together, and we thank you for being able to do the Citizens of Andover service and working for them. Thank you for city staff and our first responders and all they do that goes unnoticed or unseen. And we just pray that this meeting go as you would have it. In Jesus' precious name, amen.
Amen.
All right, please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Public forum. At this time, I'll open the floor to a public forum. If you have something you'd like to say, state your name, your address, and keep it short. All right, nobody. Public forum's closed. Acceptance of agenda.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to accept the agenda as presented.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. Citizens request 7-1 Chamber Safe Halloween waiver requested. And Daniel Shapepaul and Lori are going to talk to us about this evening, I suppose.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We have a few requests for you this evening. The first one, the Chamber would like to relocate the Safe Halloween event to Central Park and utilize the space around the vendor parking lot and the upper part of the seating area of the amphitheater. Lori's here to answer any detailed questions that you might have about the event, but for your consideration this evening is a waiver of the standard $240 public land reservation fee.
All right, any questions?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to waive the public land reservation fee associated with the Chamber Safe Halloween event on Tuesday, October 31st, 2023.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. I'm not picking up Joe, are you? Are you hearing Joe?
Yeah, I said aye.
Okay, thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. 7-2 Sunlight Children's Service Fright Night Fundraiser. And again, Daniel will speak to us on this.
Second item here for your consideration, Sunlight Children's Services would like to host a fundraiser at the Community Center building at 13th Street Sports Park on October 28th. The activity would be in the evening, but they require some setup time. The fees associated with attending this event would go to support this agency. Shelby Boso's here with us this evening. She's the marketing and events coordinator. She can answer any detailed questions you might have about the event, but for your consideration this evening is a waiver of the facility fees associated with that length of time would be $440.
All right, any questions?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
what does the Sunlight Children's Service Center do?
At Sunlight Children's Services, we have our children's home here in Andover, and we also have a facility in El Dorado that is our child advocacy center. So our children's home houses children that have been taken into protective custody, and our child advocacy center, we conduct forensic interviews, and mental health services to victims that qualify.
Perfect. Thank you, Shelby. Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to waive the facility reservation fees for the Sunlight Children's Services use of the Andover Community Center for their fundraiser on October 28th, 2023.
Second.
Any further questions or? So if someone, that's your husband. His timing's impeccable. If someone wanted to donate food and stuff, what, other than the police station, if there's a large amount, how do they go about doing that?
To Sunlight Children's Services?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple of my business cards here tonight. I am our marketing and events coordinator, so I handle the donations as well. So you can contact me. I have my email and my cell phone on there, or office phone, but they could drop them off at the children's home or just get in contact with me, whatever is easiest.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. 7-3, GAD update and Parade Road course closure, in Daniels and apparently Megan are going to talk to us about it. Thank you, Homer.
You're welcome, sir. Anything for you?
I'll let Megan give a large part of the update for you all. There's obviously been a lot of preparation work going on. The committee groups and subcommittees have been meeting to prepare for this year's GAD. The official action we'd like for you to consider tonight is the road closure associated with the parade, the traditional route from the North High School south along Andover Road and then heading east on Central Avenue. We've had a lot of activities added this year, increased fundraising and sponsorships. So it's been very productive. And if you had any detailed questions about this year's activities, we'd do our best to try to answer that for you.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give you just an overview on Greater Andover Days this year. It is our 56th anniversary, so we've been doing it for a long time. This year's theme, if you have not heard yet, it is celebrating our heritage. So this ties into the heritage that's being built. We're going to kick off Thursday night's activities at the Heritage. So starting at 5:45, there's a ribbon cutting. We will have a Cowboy Poets, some live entertainment, a barbecue dinner, all taking place at the Heritage on that Thursday night. On Friday through Sunday, all events will mostly be here in Central Park, with a few things at the Andover Municipal Golf Course, the Andover Community Center, Andover Senior Center, some of those favorites that we always have at other spots. Buttons are on sale now, and this year we have added wristbands as well. So yep, you have a button there in front of you, and wristbands, it's just a rubber wristband. It does the exact same thing as the button, but just wanted to give people another opportunity. Both of those are $3. You can purchase those at a variety of locations around town now through September 28th for $3, and then prices will increase to $5 starting on September 29th. Our committee, like Daniel said, has been very busy, and we've added several new events that I just wanted to go over briefly with you so you have an idea of some new things coming up. The Andover Public Library is doing an art show/contest, and there will be some good cash prizes for that. They'll also have an escape room and a book and puzzle exchange. So if you're needing to get rid of old books or puzzles, you can take those to the Andover Library throughout the weekend. We're also adding a Jeep night to the event. So if you have a Jeep, you can enter your Jeep for free for people to come check it out, kind of like a car show, except with Jeep. We are partnering with Artie for the 5K run. We'll also be doing a cornhole tournament with bagging for veterans, some yard games, partnering again with Generations Church to do some things on Sunday, face painting, more yard games as well, and also partnering with Shills, who will be bringing out some cool things on Sunday too. If you haven't seen, we are doing a scavenger hunt on our Facebook pages. So there's a clue announced every Monday where you can go around town, snap a selfie to be entered in to win some wristbands. And then we'll have some scavenger hunts at GAD as well with South Central Mental Health. As far as performances, we'll have some performances on the Capitol Federal stage throughout Friday evening and all day on Saturday, capping off the evening with Brady Lee at 7 p.m. And then what I'm really excited about is that we'll have some Andover t-shirts for sale for $12. We'll have a limited amount of quantities in adult sizes, youth sizes, and toddler sizes. So $12, those will be available throughout the event in Central Park. And you can register online for the cornhole tournament, disc golf tournament, golf tournament, parade, all of those things at andoverks.com/recreation. Still looking for volunteers. So if anyone's willing to help us sell buttons or sell t-shirts, I'm happy to take all the help we can get. And last but not least, we have raised just under $25,000 in event sponsorships. So that is up from $16,000 last year, which is great. As you add more activities, you obviously need a little bit of money to help run those activities. So we're very grateful for our community partners to keep supporting this event. And in your packet, you have the schedule of events, but you can also find that electronically at andoverks.com/GAD, and we'll have it on the QR code throughout the park. So a lot of information, but
What's the theme of GAD this year?
celebrating our heritage.
Celebrating our heritage. And that's coincide with the heritage and what they've got going on during Greater Andover Days as well, correct?
Yes, that is
So
correct.
it's kind of a team effort. We're pulling all together. So any questions?
Sure, I got one. Megan, you said there was a list of places that you go to. Is that on our website as well as to acquire the buttons or the wristbands?
Yes, there is a list of those places to go to. It includes City Hall, the Andover Public Library, South Central Mental Health, the Senior Center, the Chamber, K. Westfall Jewelers, and Dillon's, I believe. But those are also online at the GAD website too.
Perfect. Thanks, Megan.
And the GAD button gets you into everything except for,
The GAD button gets you into everything except the carnival. You'll need an additional wristband, which can be purchased at GAD. And then obviously the food trucks, you have to purchase your own food. But other than that, most everything is included in GAD. You'll have to sign up for those extra tournaments like the golf tournament, the disc golf tournaments. Some of those have a registration fee as well.
and fishing class, right?
Fishing is free. Yep, the fishing clinic, the archery clinic, those are both included in that general admission price of the button.
Sounds like a great time.
How many people for the parade? Are we up or down in recent years?
We have 42 submissions right now. So I believe we had about 60 last year, if I remember correctly. From what I learned, a lot of people sign up late for the parade for a lot of those tournaments. So a lot of people wait till last minute, the week before.
Perfect. Thanks, Megan.
Any other questions?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to approve the closure of Andover Road from Aaron Drive to Central Avenue and Central Avenue from Andover Road to Jaguar Drive on October 1st, 2023, from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. for the Greater Andover Days Parade.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. Thank you, Megan and Daniel. 8, consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to approve consent agenda items 8.1 through 8.7 as presented.
Second.
Any further discussion or questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. 9, 2024 budget resolution to exceed revenue neutral rate. And Matt is going to talk to us about that this evening.
Good evening, all. Matt Kane, your City Finance Director. There's not a lot to add on these tonight. We have 2 items that need approval for the budget for 2024. The first of which is the revenue neutral rate. You can recall that on August 29th at our last council meeting, we did presentation for the revenue neutral rate and the budget and had public hearings for both and accepted public comments. And now after the motion for the revenue neutral rate resolution, we do have to do that by a roll call vote.
Any questions for Matt?
Was there any public comments outside of the meetings, the formal meetings or anything?
There were no extra additional public comments.
Can I
Mr.
get a
Mayor?
motion? Go ahead.
I move to adopt a resolution of the City of Andover, Kansas to levy a property tax rate exceeding the revenue neutral rate.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, it's a roll
Aye.
call vote.
Hang on.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Oh, roll call.
Oh, yeah, I'll walk you guys through the roll call vote. So I'll start this direction. Homer Henry,
Aye, yay.
Shelby Carsolery,
Aye.
Councilmember Mike Warrington, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Troy Tabor,
Yay.
Dr. Joseph Forred,
Yes.
and Tim Berry.
Yes.
There you go. Motion carries 6-0. 10, Lafayette Edition, final
Nope.
PUD.
Mr. Mayor?
Oh, shit, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I would like to make a motion to approve the 2024 budget for the city of Andover as presented at the budget hearing on August 29th, 2023.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. Lafayette Edition 10-1, final PUD Lafayette Edition. Justin's going to talk to us about that. Thank you, Matt.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Justin Constantino, Assistant Director of Community Development. The subject property is generally located at the northwest corner of West Lafayette Street and North Church Street. Back in June, the Planning Commission reviewed the preliminary PUD associated with this case. The applicant retained the SF2 zoning district while modifying the general provisions typically associated with the SF2 zoning district. The plan was ultimately adopted by the governing body at your July 25th meeting. The final PUD plan, which you see before you this evening, would increase the total number of existing lots from 7 to 8, all single-family residential. The plan contains an access easement for a private driveway to allow access from lots 1 through 6 via Lafayette Street. Lots 7 and 8 would have access directly off of Lafayette Street. The PUD plan would also vacate a portion of the existing alley located between lots 4 through 7. Water and sewer service for the subject properties will be served by the City of Andover. The subdivision committee reviewed this final PUD plan at their August 8th meeting and recommended approval. The Planning Commission subsequently reviewed this plan and recommended approved the final PUD plan at their August 15th meeting. Your charge this evening is to accept the dedication of land for public purposes. That concludes my presentation. I'm available for any questions that you may have.
Any questions?
Sure, Mr. Mayor. Justin, when was the original PUD done?
The original final P or the final PUD?
Yeah. A long time ago?
It was a while ago, yeah. I don't remember exactly the date, Homer, but a little while ago. This particular amendment and final PUD doesn't change much with the actual layout of the property. It's mostly to add an additional lot and add some density. I don't have the exact date for you on the original.
Okay.
It
Mr.
looks like the preliminary was June 20th, and then Planning Commission approved the final on August 8th. I don't know if that's what you're looking for, because this is not a redo. This is the first PUD, correct? We're not amending an old one, are we?
We're not necessarily amending an old one, but they basically redrew the lot lines on this final PUD.
Oh, okay.
So it was 7 lots. It is 8 lots. Nothing is changing with the use. The base zoning is still an SF2 medium density residential, but they submitted a final PUD plan, or preliminary PUD plan, I should say, to add more density to this. So they're making ever slight changes to the bulk regulations of the SF2 zoning district.
Perfect.
Homer, were you asking about when it was originally platted?
Yes.
I believe this was part of original Andover that dates back to 1880.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So you weren't even here then.
Oh, my goodness.
Very, very
Still in
pertinent
elementary
information.
school.
All right, let's go. Let's go, man.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to accept the dedication of land for public purposes on the Lafayette Edition Final PUD as approved by the Planning Commission.
Second.
Any further discussion or questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. 11-1 annexation of Penner property, and Les Mangus is going to talk to us about this.
The petition before you tonight is for approximately 150 acres at the southeast corner of Southwest 60th Street and Andover Road. You'll see from the aerial view on the screen there that there are some roads that are actually platted within this area that date back to an old 1970s plat, but the current purchaser intends to bring the property into the city and develop into residential subdivision and potentially some commercial office buildings. The property is nearby city facilities, water and sewer, on public roads, and those facilities can be readily extended to serve the property. Your planning commission did recommend approval of the annexation.
So basically, all the infrastructure's within reach then.
Yes, it's a small lot of the Andover Cemetery separates Cornerstone from this property, so it's just a few hundred yards to the end of our municipal services.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
in regards to going to the aerial view, Les, and then also the financial implications. So you're saying there's no cost to annexing this property, but what about like the drainage? I mean, I thought there was on the east side of Andover Road, north of 21st, like a storm drainage that wasn't ours. So how does this connect to the city? Am I in the right area?
I believe this is north of what you're referring to on the east side of Andover Road.
Mhm.
This property generally drains to the northeast.
Okay, so opposite of
Yes,
that.
It's a
road.
little hard to see, but there's kind of a dark spot in the middle of the property there and another one towards the northeast corner. That's the drainage path as it heads off towards Republican Run Creek, I believe that is.
Okay,
Any other questions?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to adopt an ordinance annexing the subject property generally located at the southeast corner of Southwest 60th Street and North Andover Road into the city of Andover, Kansas.
So, yeah.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. 12-1 arrangement letter for 2023 audit services, and Donna Davis will talk to us tonight.
We will be changing our auditors, starting with the audit of the 2023 financials in 2024. I had mentioned it earlier in a memo that we had received several proposals. The committee had gone through the top 3, and BT & Co. was the one that came out of this. This is their arrangement letter, setting up their services, agreeing to the services for the 2023 audit.
Any questions from Ms. Davis?
Mr. Mayor, I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
Donna, just two questions. One, who was on the committee? Was it city staff or was it any outside representatives? And number 2, do we do an audit every year?
We have to do an audit every year, if nothing else, to sell a bond. So yes, we do an audit, and then we also do the ACFR, which is the Annual Comprehensive Financial Review. The committee was Jenny, Les, myself, and Matt.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to authorize the mayor to sign the arrangement letter with BT and Company for the 2023 audit services.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0.
I don't believe this would have impacted anybody's vote, but to be clear, I believe it was Lance on the committee, selection committee, not Les. So
Oh, I said Les, I'm sorry, I meant Lance.
Oh, no. Redo it.
Man, I heard Lance too. I didn't even.
See, I
hear
thought I
Les.
said Lance.
All right. Mayoral appointment 14-1. Interim city.
13. We
No,
need number 13.
municipal, 13, municipal investment pool.
Okay, yes. 13-1 municipal investment pool, MIP, authorized personnel. And again, Ms. Davis will talk to us about this.
This is a little bit of a housekeeping duty that we probably should have done a little earlier since Matt came on. But this is just cleaning it up so that we can get him authorized to use the MIP, which is used for us making our bond payments. We transfer money to the MIP. The MIP then sends that to the state to make our bond payments. And it'd be nice to have somebody besides myself doing it. So this is just housekeeping to get Matt added.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move to approve and authorize the mayor to sign the resolution designating personnel authorized to access funds in the Kansas Municipal Investment Pool.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. Now, 14-1, mayoral appointment, interim city clerk. And there's really not much to talk about. It's a appointment of Emily Wright.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I think Emily's done a fine job thus far, and I would like to make the motion to appoint Emily Wright as city clerk effective September 17th, 2023.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. 15-1, land acquisition KSA 75-4319B6.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move to recess into executive session for the discussions relating to the acquisition of real property per KSA 75-4319B6. Session to include governing body, city attorney and associate, city administrator, assistant city administrator, director of community development, and the assistant director of community development, and resume an open session at 7:40.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0, and we'll be right back.
Second. Third. Second.
Any further discussion or question? Are you guys coming back? All right, let's vote.
There they are.
One more. Let's vote. All in favor of coming out of session, out of executive session?
Aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion carries 5-0.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to authorize the Director of Community Development to offer Susanna E. Pratt the just compensation with administrative adjustment to purchase property for the street right-of-way for parcel R22199 for the Yorktown Parkway Improvement Project.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion carries 5-0. Member items, start home.
Cornhole tournament for the chamber this Friday in Central Park. I am looking for a partner. So if anyone should want to throw some bags around on Friday, thank you, Troy, for being a volunteer. That'd be great. I'll see you Friday,
What time is it?
noon.
Really?
Registration starts at 11, but I'll get that done for you, Troy, and sign everything. I think that was it. Sorry, that's it.
Shelby?
Well, this is Lance's last meeting with us. And we're going to miss you so much, and best of luck on what's next, but we all count on Lance for a lot around here. So you're not going to need much luck from us, but hopefully you'll stay in touch with us and we'll, get to see all the successes you have in the future. That's it.
Yep. I have nothing.
Congrats on your move, Lance. That's awesome. I'm proud of you, and hopefully we'll see you around. Second note, I went to the WAMPO meeting today, and Troy and Jenny were there, and I'm sure Troy has much more to say, but this was my first one, so it was very interesting to go to, and lots of KDOT and highway stuff, and much more to come. But what was one of the interesting things was they were talking about, construction from 20 to 22 was up almost 45% in pricing, and which we knew that, but it just took a long time for people to really recognize that construction prices went up that much, and it did. I felt it in my business. So, but then they also came back and said that there was a 17% revenue increase this year, which is great. But then also there was just with the prices of everything, that 17% is almost nil. So, there's still an increase, but not much. But that was a couple of the interesting things I took out of it today.
Thank you for coming. It was great to see you there, both of you. I think the increase in product cost was 45% is what they said, which is insane.
It is.
Yeah, from a year. That really messes up all the potential that we could have done with KDOT all around. But yeah, there was another request for bicycle pedestrian counter. So if anybody would like to volunteer from 12 to 2 on Saturday, you can go to wampo.org, and at the top of the website is a link to go sign up. So it'd be great to do that if you had the opportunity. That's all I got.
Tim, you have anything you'd like to say, my friend?
I'm excited. Tomorrow night is the Andover Central High School pep rally there at 13 at Central Park. So if you guys have nothing else to do, come out and support Andover Central High for their fall sports. It's going to be a good time. And if you see the Jag Cub or Jaggy, that's actually my youngest kid. So give him a high five.
Go Jags.
Yeah, go Jags.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor, just a reminder for all the council members and yourself and Tim, when you're back in town, we need everybody to stop and see Emily to sign the budget.
Okay.
Before you leave tonight. And Tim, when you get back in town.
Okay.
He hung up. He's coming back
So
to sign now.
somebody will reach out to Joe and Tim and let them know that, obviously. All right.
Is that, can I ask is that something that we can sign as well?
I don't think we've got any
Really?
set up for that.
Okay, all right. I thought you would, so. That- Oh, okay.
Speaking of budget, I just wanted to give a kudos to Matt. This was his first budget season to work through the process. And thank you to Donna and everyone in finance, all the department heads who did a lot of lifting, all of you for your attentive interest in multiple meetings and workshops. And to Lance, to echo everybody's kudos for all of his work and how much we're going to miss him. He carries a lot of weight during the budget season too. And this budget season was no different. So thanks to everybody for all of their hard work and putting together a good budget for 2024.
All right. Motion to adjourn?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
All right.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries 5-0. Thank y'all.